Good morning from Fast Company. Here's our daily look into what's driving today's creative business leaders.
You're at your usual team meeting. The team leader asks for ideas, and you immediately come up with the best one. And it's not just clever, it's perfect. You rush to say it, glowing with anticipation. And then, silence. Nobody reacts. You walk out deflated, wondering how a group of smart people could ignore the obvious answer. The assumption is simple. If the idea is sound, it should carry weight. We tend to believe that the one with the best ideas has the greatest impact. We take for granted that influence flows from competence and that those who are right early and often naturally shape decisions. But decades of research in social psychology and decision science tell a different story. In group settings, being right doesn't automatically translate into influence. In fact, one of the reasons ideas fail to land is that being right too early can undermine your influence. Here's why even brilliant ideas face immediate resistance. Number one, the ego threat. You may think you're helping, but solving the puzzle first can make others feel small. People don't just want the answer. They want the sweat equity of finding it together. They're not rejecting your idea because it's bad. They're pushing it away because it feels forced on them, not discovered together. They feel threatened rather than persuaded. Number two, logic versus shortcuts. Wouldn't it be wonderful if our ideas were judged purely on logic and data, diagnostics? But most of us are busy, tired, distracted, or just want to move on with our next task. So groups often rely on shortcuts, such as who sounds confident, who talks the most, who's more assertive, proxies. Such shortcuts may drive quick decisions, but they rarely lead to results. If you drop a maverick idea before the group is ready, you're basically asking an overwhelmed group to do the hard work of thinking outside the box. Chances are they'll rely on proxies rather than substance such as diagnostics. Influence is not about having the loudest voice, it's about having the best timed one. And number three, the consensus comfort zone. Groups love sticking to what feels familiar. It's safer and lets everyone feel like they're working together. If you toss out a big, unusual insight right away, you don't look like a visionary. You look like you're playing a different game than the rest. The team will reject the disruption because unconsciously they protect the direction and rhythm of the group. How to make ideas land. To stop being the ignored expert and start being the influential leader, you need to stop selling facts and start managing social currency and timing. Here's what works. Number one, practice strategic silence. Don't jump in with a solution. Practicing strategic silence means that you consider issue relevance, issue readiness, and target responsiveness before speaking up. Let the group feel the problem, listen to others' perspectives, and when you finally speak, tie your answer to what they care about in that moment. Now your idea will feel more like a relief. Number two, show the why, not the what. If you just drop the answer, you're asking people to trust your brain rather than the facts. Instead, narrate your logic. By sharing your logic and the why, you're giving them the map you used plus time to process. Now, they're on the same page as you. And number three, lower the ego shield. Present your idea as a 90% complete thought and leave that last 10% for the group to solve. For example, you can ask questions like, what obstacles do you see? Or, what would make this easier to implement? You're not lowering your confidence, you invite collaboration, and in return, you aren't just right anymore, you're the person who helped the team find the right answer together. Accuracy is essential, but social recognition is the currency of influence. Start thinking less about winning with facts and being the first to offer a solution. Think more about how people want to arrive at a conclusion with you.
That's all today from Fast Company. Talk to you tomorrow.
SpokenLayer.